Welcome everyone. Have you ever noticed a younger woman smiling at you and immediately dismissed it as just politeness? Or did you assume it meant nothing? Well, what if I told you that those smiles often carry a much deeper meaning, one that many older men completely overlook? In today's video, we will explain why younger women smile at older men and what it truly means. We'll uncover the subtle but powerful reasons behind these interactions, reasons that, once you understand them, will change how you see yourself and respond to these moments. So stay with me until the end, because by the time we're finished, you'll never second-guess yourself again. Let's get started. Reason 1. Confidence is highly attractive. A man stands in line at a coffee shop, calm and composed. He isn't fidgeting with his phone, scanning the room for attention, or adjusting his posture to appear more impressive. He simply exists in the moment, comfortable in his presence. He orders his drink with an unhurried tone, exchanges a polite nod with the barista, and waits without a hint of impatience. He doesn't try to be noticed, yet eyes naturally drift toward him. A younger woman nearby catches herself smiling, though she may not even realize why. This is the quiet power of confidence, something many younger men have yet to master. While youth is often uncertain, older men tend to exude effortless self-assurance. They have already lived through self-doubt, trial and error. They have nothing to prove, no need to seek validation, and no desire to impress for approval. This lack of insecurity makes them stand out without effort. They do not rush to fill silences, do not over-explain themselves, and do not second-guess their every move. Their presence alone commands respect, not because they demand it, but because they embody it. Women are naturally drawn to this energy, often without consciously understanding why. When a man is genuinely confident, his body language, tone of voice, and even the way he holds eye contact all reflect a rare inner stability. A woman may be unable to articulate what makes him attractive, but she will feel it. The way he carries himself signals security, strength, and a quiet sense of control. There is no desperation in his actions, no underlying neediness, no subtle plea for attention, and that, more than anything, makes him magnetic. Most men spend their lives trying to be noticed, believing they must chase attraction. But the truth is, the most attractive men do not chase at all. They do not need to. Confidence is not about arrogance or dominance. It is about self-possession, about knowing who you are and being at peace with it. When a man stops seeking approval and simply exists as he is, he becomes the kind of man who doesn't just turn heads. He lingers in a woman's mind long after she looks away. Reason 2. Older men stand out from younger men. In a world where younger men often struggle with confidence, emotional maturity, and direction, the presence of an older man creates an undeniable contrast. Many young women are accustomed to dating men their age who lack the poise and self-assurance that only comes with experience. These younger men often fumble through conversations, glued to their phones, anxiously adjusting their appearance, or trying too hard to impress with forced humor and exaggerated confidence. Their insecurity is evident in how they seek validation, through social media likes, constant messaging, or excessive effort to prove their worth. They haven't yet mastered the art of being at ease with themselves, and this uncertainty is felt in every interaction. Then she meets an older man. He is different. He doesn't fidget, nervously trying to devise the next joke. He isn't desperate to fill every silence with words. Instead, he holds steady eye contact, listens intently, and responds with measured confidence. He is comfortable in his skin, moving through the world with a sense of certainty that doesn't demand attention, but naturally commands it. He doesn't chase, doesn't seek approval, and doesn't crumble under the weight of a woman's presence. He is there because he chooses to be, not because he needs validation. This quiet self-possession is something younger men often lack, making him stand out. The way he carries himself speaks volumes. His composure is steady, his energy calm yet assertive. He doesn't try to prove himself with flashy status displays or exaggerated bravado. He knows that true confidence is not about performance, but presence. He doesn't need to force a laugh every 5 seconds to keep the conversation alive. He isn't afraid of pauses, allowing moments of silence to exist without discomfort. This alone intrigues her because it's rare. She is used to men who must impress, entertain, and convince her of their worth. But here is a man who simply is. A man with nothing to prove, yet everything about him commands attention. This energy shift is what captivates her. Younger women have spent years surrounded by men who overthink, overreact, and overcompensate. She feels something different when she meets a man who does none of those things. She notices the weight of his presence, the calm demeanor, the strength in his silence. He doesn't panic if she doesn't respond right away, doesn't flood her with messages to maintain her interest, and doesn't crumble under the possibility of rejection. Instead, he moves with purpose, and that purpose is magnetic. This is why younger women are drawn to older men. It's not just about life experience, financial stability, or wisdom, though those things matter. It's about the way he makes her feel, the way his presence contrasts with what she is used to, the way he exists in her space without needing her approval, the way he gives her something new, something refreshing, something stable, something that makes her stop and wonder, who is this man and why do I want to know more about him? Reason 3. Stability is a powerful attraction. Many men underestimate just how much women value stability in a partner. While younger men focus on excitement, charm, or physical attraction, they often overlook one of the most potent forces that draw women in: emotional, mental, and financial stability. A man who possesses these qualities stands apart in a world where uncertainty and impulsiveness are standard. Women, especially younger ones, may not consistently articulate it. Still, they are naturally drawn to a man who provides a sense of security, not just financially, but in his overall presence. Emotional stability is one of the rarest traits in men today. Handling stress, setbacks, and challenges without overreacting is a strength. Most young men still struggle with their emotions, letting frustration, jealousy, or insecurity dictate their actions. In contrast, a man who remains composed under challenging situations exudes quiet confidence. He does not lash out when things don't go his way. He does not become anxious when a woman pulls away. His emotional control makes him a pillar of reliability. Women notice this. They sense his calm, patience, and resilience, making them feel safe in his presence. Mental stability is just as crucial. It is not about intelligence alone, but about possessing a steady, grounded mindset shaped by life experience. While many younger men are still figuring themselves out, questioning their purpose, or reacting impulsively to situations, a stable man carries himself with certainty. He does not seek validation, nor do fleeting emotions easily sway him. This mental strength is attractive because it suggests wisdom, self-awareness, and leadership, qualities that make a woman feel both intrigued and protected. Financial stability is often misunderstood. It is not about wealth alone, but about discipline and responsibility. A man who manages his resources wisely, has a plan for the future, and does not live in financial chaos signals to a woman that he is dependable. It is not the money that attracts her, but the discipline and structure behind it. A man who has control over his life decisions, who invests in himself and his growth, and who does not rely on luck or temporary highs, is someone she subconsciously respects. This is why stability is so rare and desirable. Most young people, including younger men, are still navigating uncertainty. They are searching for meaning, reacting emotionally to life's challenges, and struggling to establish control over their circumstances. In contrast, a man who moves through life with composure, who does not let external events shake his foundation, becomes a source of comfort and intrigue. Women might not always recognize it at first, but they feel it. Something shifts when they interact with a man who carries himself with quiet confidence, does not get rattled, and listens more than speaks. She starts to smile without even realizing why. She feels at ease, knowing that she is in the presence of someone who does not need to prove himself, someone who simply is. Attraction is not just about appearance, charm, or fleeting excitement. It is about presence. A man who has built stability in his life, emotionally, mentally, and financially, naturally draws women in. He does not chase. He does not seek approval. He simply moves through life with certainty, and in that certainty he becomes undeniably magnetic. Reason 4. Experience is intriguing. When a younger woman smiles at an older man, it's rarely about physical attraction. It's curiosity. It's a subconscious signal that she has noticed something different about him, something that sets him apart from the younger men around her. In her mind, a quiet thought takes shape. He probably knows how to have a real conversation, or he seems like the kind of guy who knows what he's doing in life. There's an unspoken understanding that this man operates on a different wavelength, not driven by the insecurities, impulsiveness, or need for validation that often defines younger men. Younger men, particularly those still trying to establish themselves, tend to approach interactions with women from a place of proving themselves. They focus on impressing through humor, status, or physical appearance. They often overcompensate, seeking approval, chasing attention, or trying to be the loudest in the room. But a man with experience carries himself differently. He doesn't feel the need to prove anything because he has already lived enough to know that attraction isn't something that can be forced. He understands that true confidence is quiet. He moves through the world with a sense of calm, comfortable in his skin. And this energy is what naturally draws women in. What makes experience so attractive isn't just wisdom or life lessons. It's the presence that comes with it. A man who has lived through challenges, triumphs, and failures possesses a depth that younger men lack. He has perspective, an ability to see beyond the surface, and a sense of control over his emotions that younger men are still developing. This stability is magnetic. A younger woman, consciously or subconsciously, recognizes that this man isn't reactive, isn't desperate for attention, and isn't seeking her validation. He listens when she speaks, not just waiting for his turn to talk. He knows how to hold space, how to engage without overwhelming, and how to make her feel seen without needing to seek approval in return. This is why experience creates intrigue. It isn't just about knowledge or maturity, how an experienced man carries himself. He understands social dynamics, not because he studied them, but because he has lived them. He knows how to hold a conversation that is engaging and effortless, filled with actual substance rather than surface-level small talk. He has been through relationships, learned from them, and no longer operates from a place of insecurity. That self-assuredness is something women find irresistible. When a younger woman smiles at an experienced man, she isn't just reacting to his looks. She is responding to his presence, energy, and the unspoken question of what it would be like to know him. She wonders what kind of life he has lived, what insights he might share, and what it would feel like to be around someone who doesn't chase or seek, but simply exists in a way that commands respect. That kind of quiet magnetism can't be faked, and it can't be rushed. It is the natural result of experience, having lived fully and having nothing to prove but everything to offer. Reason 5. She's testing the waters. A woman's smile is never just a smile. It's a subtle signal, a quiet test, an unspoken invitation, or a challenge. Many men misinterpret it, seeing it as either a clear sign of attraction or nothing. But beneath that simple expression lies something more profound. When a younger woman smiles at an older man, she may not even be aware of what she is doing on a conscious level, but she is testing him. She wants to see how he reacts. Does he return the smile with confidence, unaffected and composed? Does he become flustered, looking away in uncertainty? Or does he ignore it entirely, missing the moment? Women are highly attuned to social dynamics. They use small gestures to gather information about a man before he even speaks. A smile is a way to test his presence, his level of self-assurance, and his ability to remain grounded in the moment. He passes the test if he smiles back with relaxed confidence, holding eye contact just long enough to acknowledge her without seeming needy. He signals that he is secure in himself, not easily thrown off balance, and comfortable in the silent tension of attraction. If, on the other hand, he looks away too quickly, seems nervous, or hesitates, he unknowingly communicates insecurity, something that will instantly weaken her interest. Women are drawn to men who embody quiet strength and do not seek approval but radiate a natural self-assurance. When she smiles, she is not just being friendly, she is probing, searching for a man who can match the image she holds in her mind, one of confidence, maturity, and calm control. If he responds with that same quiet energy, he validates her curiosity, reinforcing the possibility of attraction. If he fails to engage or responds awkwardly, the moment passes, and so does her interest. This test is not about playing games, but about instinct. A woman wants to feel that the man she is drawn to can handle the subtle pressure of attraction, so that he won't crumble under the weight of her attention. The key is not to overthink it. A confident man does not analyze whether he should smile back. He simply does, naturally and effortlessly, as if it is the most ordinary thing in the world. And in that simple, unshaken presence, she finds exactly what she sought. Reason 6. She genuinely finds you attractive. There is a common misconception that as men age, they lose their appeal, that youth is the defining factor of attractiveness, and that once a man reaches a certain point, his desirability fades. But this belief couldn't be further from the truth. Many younger women are drawn to older men, not despite their age, but because of it. The qualities that come with experience, wisdom, and confidence often make an older man far more attractive than a younger one who is still finding his way. Physical appearance plays a role, but not in the way society often assumes. Features like salt and pepper hair carry a sense of maturity, a distinguished look that signals experience and depth. A well-groomed man with a refined fashion sense stands out effortlessly among younger men still experimenting with their style. But beyond looks, it's the way an older man carries himself that creates true attraction. His demeanor is calm and collected, his presence is steady, and he doesn't seek validation the way an inexperienced man might. This kind of confidence, one that comes from knowing who he is rather than needing to prove it, creates a natural magnetism. Society often tells men that aging is a decline and that youth is the only currency of desirability. This message makes men believe that their chances of attracting a beautiful younger woman diminish once they pass a certain point. But in reality, many younger women appreciate what an older man brings to the table: maturity, intelligence, patience, and a level of stability that younger men often lack. He doesn't play games, operates from insecurity, and doesn't need to dominate a conversation to feel important. He knows how to listen, move through the world with quiet confidence, and let his presence speak louder than his words. The smile a younger woman gives an older man isn't just politeness. It's often admiration, curiosity, and attraction. She sees a man who has lived, who has experience, and who doesn't seek approval but naturally commands respect. She recognizes his capability, composure, and the unique appeal of a life well lived. The mistake most older men make is doubting this reality, failing to see their value, and allowing societal conditioning to dictate their confidence. But the men who embrace their age, refine their presence, and carry themselves with self-assurance quickly realize that attraction is not about youth, energy, mindset, and the undeniable appeal of a man who knows exactly who he is. As we wrap up this discussion, one thing becomes clear: the smiles younger women give older men are rarely random or meaningless. They often stem from deep-seated psychological cues: subconscious attraction, admiration for confidence, curiosity about life experience, or even a subtle test of composure. The mistake many older men make is dismissing these interactions as insignificant, failing to recognize their value in younger women's eyes. Confidence, stability, and experience are desirable traits that many older men naturally possess but sometimes fail to acknowledge. Younger men may have energy and youthful charm, but they often lack the depth, composure, and self-assurance that come with age and experience. When a younger woman smiles at an older man, it's frequently a reflection of that contrast. She sees something in him that stands out from the crowd, something intriguing and desirable. But here's the key takeaway: what truly matters isn't whether a younger woman smiles at you, but how you respond. A man who understands his worth doesn't overanalyze or second-guess himself. He doesn't let societal narratives dictate his confidence. Instead, he embraces his strengths, maintains his self-assurance, and moves through life with a quiet, unshakable presence. So, don't dismiss a younger woman's smile the next time you catch one. Acknowledge it with confidence, not arrogance. See it as a reflection of the qualities you naturally embody: strength, stability, and experience. And most importantly, remember that attraction isn't just about age. It's about how you carry yourself, project confidence, and how comfortable you are in your skin. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever experienced this kind of attention from younger women? Have you ever dismissed a smile only to realize there might have been more to it? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Let's open up the conversation and learn from each other. And if you found this discussion insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future content on relationships, confidence, and personal growth. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the following video.